Canadian tourism officials say the bad days of the COVID crisis are finally coming to an end for their industry. But the impact and the challenges are going to be felt for some time. Al Sweeney reports.
As many Americans celebrate the 4th of July on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls.
Just trying to take in all the sights to see, and it's great.
And that's been wonderful to see all the different people coming out.
Canadians are hoping this is a year of recovery for tourism.
And we know now what it feels like after a pandemic, and it feels great.
The federal government brought together industry officials today to focus on a new strategy for tourism, draw in more people with more attractions, and create growth in a vital industry. The industry officials here say that before COVID hit, tourism was worth $105 billion a year to the Canadian economy. That crashed when COVID hit.
Unfortunately, the tourism industries were the first hit, the hardest hit, and are among the last to recover from the global pandemic.
But they say the recovery is growing and tourism is back to 93% of where it was.
Continuing to emerge from the worst crisis ever.
The Destination Canada Crown Corporation expects domestic tourism to recover to pre-COVID levels this year. U.S. travel should recover by next year and other international travel by 2026. But the industry is still facing challenges as it tries to make up for losses during the pandemic.
Remember, too, that we lost 2 years of receipts. So it's not just getting back, it's growing forward that we really need to be concentrating on.
We need to recover from those 2 years where we had no receipts. So we need to fill in that hole and then forge forward and grow tourism.
The opposition in Parliament says events like today's talk of high-level strategies aren't going to help businesses facing mounting debt, inflation, and worker shortages.
They could be out of business because of their increased debt load. There's no talk about that. How about the talk about labor strategies and assistance for labor? That's a huge issue amongst the sector.
But officials here say tourism was an industry on its knees 2 years ago, and the future is finally brighter.
And this is all about the high tide rising all the boats.
Al Sweeney, CHCH News, Niagara Falls.